Good morning to you. As you can see, I'm out in the fields this morning and I thought I'd bring you on a walk with me. Something really got me angry yesterday and I'd like to share it with you. First of all though, any of you ever watched the film The Green Mile? It's quite a story about a black man in the 1930s, a very large man, a giant, who's accused of murder. And the whole film hinges around the fact that he didn't commit the murder, and he actually was a miracle worker. But he tells a story of how the two little girls in the film were murdered, and he explains that the two little girls, who are twins, were taken out of their bedroom and they were raped and murdered by a man. And the way he did it was he said to the one girl, if you're not quiet, I'll kill your sister. And he says to the other girl the same thing, if you're not quiet, I'll kill your sister. And the whole premise of the thing really was the fact that he was able to be successful in killing both of the girls, because he said to Tom Hanks, who was the prison warder in the film, because this man was actually arrested and he was about to be put in the electric chair, and he says to Tom Hanks, he killed them with their love. He killed them with their love. In other words, the one girl loved the other sister so much that she couldn't bear her to be murdered, and so she complied. And it was the same for the other sister. And the reason I'm talking about this is I've spoken before about the children and compliance. Yesterday I think I spoke about it. And what crossed my mind this morning was that they'll make you comply through your children. Through your children. Because it's so easy to manipulate a young mind, isn't it? So easy to make a young mind bend to the will of an adult. And last night I was really angry as I watched my TV news. I don't often watch the TV news, something my wife likes. And I'm up in the woods, by the way, as you can see. This is my favourite wood. And anyway, I watched this news bulletin, and they had half a dozen children on there. And I don't know if you know, if you're not in the UK, you won't know that the mask mandate actually finished about a week ago. And so the schools were free to allow the children not to wear masks in school. But the left-wing unions in this country and many of the head teachers, through fear, are actually making sure that these kids keep their masks on. And they interviewed half a dozen of them yesterday, and they were saying, yes, it's really no problem wearing this mask, and we're quite happy to do it. Meanwhile, the law itself doesn't exist anymore. But they were quite happy to do it. And I was quite angry, to be honest. And it made me think about the Hitler Youth. How easy Adolf Hitler was able to manipulate the minds of young people. Give them things to do, you know, sports, and give them some competition games. Make them feel wanted and belonging. And he had them all in lockstep, didn't he? And this is what it's all about. Get the kids in lockstep. And of course the famous verse that we often think of, isn't it? And I've mentioned it before in my videos. Train a child in the way he should go, and when he is old he will not depart from it. Well, they'll make sure that they won't depart from the ways that they're making them comply. And we have to be careful, because the threat really now is that they can make us comply through our children. They could kill us through their love. And the principle's the same, isn't it? Remember Sophie's Choice? I've spoken about it before, the novel Sophie, where she was faced with the choice of having one child or the other child survive and the other one killed. And sometimes there's no way out. We don't know what we're going to be facing. We talk about it in a very academic way. The fact that we're facing all these restrictions, and the whole concept of being with Antichrist and the whole bit where he comes and he rules the world. And well, the point is this, isn't it? But we have to guard not just ourselves, but we have to guard the minds of our children. Because if we fail to do that, the young minds are going to be manipulated and pressed into a way that we won't be able to change. And I can't help thinking to myself that if I were a child in school, I'd refuse to wear that thing on my face. And I'm very fortunate in many ways, I suppose, to be of the generation that I'm in. That I had many, many decades of what you might call a normal life. And this is why I feel so much for my children and for my grandchildren in particular, when they're facing all these mandates. Men will want to push children's minds, push them into a way that's going to make them put the same thing on their children. Because we don't know yet when Antichrist is coming. We don't know yet when the Lord will return. We know that it's soon. But we need to prepare the minds of our children, don't we? Get them really on board with us so that they understand and know what is happening in the world. I saw an account somewhere of a boy of 14. I think it was on one of my comments, that's right, if I remember rightly. And he was actually saying, I'm 14 years old and I fully understand what's going on in this world. And people that just rushed to support him on the comments, I thought was lovely. A boy of 14 understands what's going on in this world. And it's so important, isn't it, that we train our children up now so that they don't end up killing us with their love. Have a blessed day.